gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, the federal government is showing its commitment to equipping higher institutions of learning with the resources needed to thrive. In a recent policy push, the Federal Executive Council approved 68.7 billion naira for the rollout of solar mini-grids across 8 federal universities and teaching hospitals in the country, as well as the several rural agricultural centers under the Energizing Education Program, EEP. The project, which includes engineering, procurement and construction, is spearheaded by the Rural Electrification Agency, REA. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, noted that the initiative will not only improve learning and research, but also reduce reliance on fossil fuels and ensure uninterrupted power supply for critical academic and medical services. I mean, the current electricity situation in many tertiary institutions is disturbing, to say the least. But with this initiative, this is good news, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good news, but it is also still not good news.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Because when you look at what you have now, we are talking of 68.7 billion for 8 universities.
And teaching hospitals too.
Yes. How many universities do we have? How many of them are adequately, supplied needed power? It's a big question. And I think at this point, the government should do more than this. I'm always an advocate of internalizing things like this, especially where you have higher institutions that have departments that can undo issues like this.
The engineering departments and all?
Because if a university like the one in Lagos is saying it spends as much as $1 billion, sometimes they will bring electricity bill of about 3 billion in a month, then there's a problem somewhere.
There's a problem, true.
How much is the government going to give all the universities, as they are now, to be able to fund their, meet their electricity needs? It's a big issue. And I think, like I've always been saying, that these institutions themselves, they need to look inwards. What can they do?
Look inwards and...
What can they do? There is no university or institution that at one point in time or the other does not send students out on industrial training.
Okay.
Why are you not using that opportunity to develop yourself?
But they need funding to do
yes, they need funding. I agree with you. But from what they have been earning and what they have been doing, the funds that they are putting on power supply, if they are put to use some of it to start this process,
all these solar
gradually, there are areas in this country where sun can give you power supply.
Yeah, the north. The north.
Without troubling yourself. There are areas where you have wind, plenty of it. You have coal in some places. Even the solar, we can say, is expensive because you still have to start buying all these parts.
The panels, exactly. Panels.
So why are we not looking inwards? Why can't we get to a point where even some of these institutions will be supplying neighboring communities
or maybe
power?
You think the 8 is not enough?
Not that the 8 is not enough. I mean, all of them should start looking inwards.
All of them should start looking.
Not just this 8.
Because as beautiful as this is, why 8? I thought there should be more.
No, you see, it depends. We have to look at it. I'm looking at it from the point of view that we have a problem of electricity in most of our tertiary institutions. In fact, what happened at UCH the other time was an embarrassment.
Exactly.
Huge one.
It was an embarrassment.
Big time.
An iconic institution like that used to be the best in Africa.
Yes.
The king of Saudi Arabia used to come to UCH to get treatment. And now it shows the decay in the system. So I think what government is trying to do is that we have to start somewhere.
Okay.
And they don't have the funds to go around all the institutions at the same time. So they will probably pick the iconic ones,
Okay.
or the ones that will serve the greater number of good, and try to do that there. And I think it's a very good idea, because the world is moving towards alternate energy. So
Non-fossil fuels.
yes, so because by the time you look at the cost of putting diesel and all that, when you do all these panels and you do it properly, it can solve the problem in those places.
But
then when you move from that 8 institutions, then you move to the next one.
But the thing is, we've tried to do this past campus electrification projects. What's the guarantee that this one will work?
It will work, because what they are doing is that there's an agency, the real electrification, there's a real electrification whose duty is to be able to do that within the areas. But now they will coordinate it. The solar panel is something that is well developed now.
Okay.
So we have the expertise to be able to make it work if you can afford it. Even in homes, there are a lot of people who use solar panels in their homes, and it works. So since we can guarantee that technology that it will work, then what the government is just trying to do is to now look ahead to be able to make it easier for these institutions to be able to solve the problem of generating power. Yeah.
I mean, what will this project include? Polytechnics, colleges, or is it just reserved for federal universities?
Certainly, it's going to go around.
It should go around.
It's even going to
go around.
You know, the Tertiary Education Fund now is doing something, and this is part of it. The electrification of our institutions. What it is doing now is that it is tying some funds to this, so that, for instance, lecturers who will take money and go abroad and say they have gone to one university to go and do this and do that, do some level of research.
Okay.
Let us be able to, for instance, all these panels, build it ourselves. They are doable. They've told us that when we get Ajaokuta running, we are good to go. We have everything that we need to even produce this at a mass level. But now we still have some capacity for it. They are now trying to develop that internal capacity among lecturers and students, so that these things can be done, and done on a sustainable basis. Because that is where we must be going. That's why I agree with him. We must do it on a sustainable basis. Somewhere like, places like hospitals, the tertiary ones, we shouldn't even be reliant on public power supply.
Absolutely.
Those guys should be on their own. And they can do it
They should be able to generate the
energy that they need.
Yes.
Because that's where we need to go now. One of the things that Nigeria is suffering from is the fact that we no longer manufacture. And why is manufacturing down? Because the cost of energy is high.
Very high.
It's one of the components.
Very high. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Transparency in election rules breeds trust. And for voters in Osun State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is making sure their votes count.